What's up, Bills Mafia? Today we're going to be going over what player stock went up and what went down after the Bills preseason game versus the Colts. But before we get to that, let's get to that intro.
This is VZ Music.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Well, Bills Mafia, let's talk about it. Stock up, stock down on the Bills. Some of the Bills players who played versus the Colts week 1 of the preseason this past Saturday. So let's get to the list. And by the way, this list, shout out once again to Bills Wire for making this article. All right, let's see who they got. Stock up, stock down. And then, of course, I'll throw some other guys in there as well. So, stock up. James Cook. All right, let's see what they say. Cook did not have a long day, and he had just 4 carries, but he turned those limited touches into 20 yards, 5 yards per carry, and scored an 8-yard touchdown to open up the scoring for the day. Cook looked quick and appeared comfortable running the football and finding the hole to run through. Listen, I'm definitely excited for James Cook this season. You got to let Cook cook, right? And with this new offensive line that we got this year, Cook is going to look good, in my opinion. It's too bad Devin Singletary, my buddy, isn't around with this new O-line because I feel like he was very underrated as a running back here in Buffalo with a poor offensive line. I'm not saying Devin Singletary was the greatest running back ever, but he was a pretty good running back that I think Bills Mafia was a little bit too hard on, considering how bad the O-line was for the Buffalo Bills while he was here. But James Cook is definitely going to take advantage of this. You can see also, that he is being more patient, waiting for the blocks. You can see he's hitting the holes a little bit harder, right? He's, shedding tackles off. So very good. I like what I see from James Cook. I like what I saw from him last season at the tail half or second half of the season. I thought James Cook played much better. I thought the game slowed down for him. And, I'm excited to see what he does this season. And Ken Dorsey seems like he wanted to check out this O-line early in that game. He wanted to run the ball early. And I thought everything looked good as far as the run game goes early on in that game. So, James Cook definitely took a step forward. He is going to be the RB1 in 2023, no doubt about it. So, definitely stock up because he had a good performance on the limited carries he had. All right, next up, stock up, Dorian Williams. And a lot of people were happy with what they saw, and I was too. So Williams had a great Williams had a great outing as the rookie out of Tulane asserted himself from the beginning of the game. He had 7 total tackles, but what's more impressive is the fact that 6 of those tackles were solo. 100%. And that's the thing about Dorian Williams. He's a tackling machine, man. He was in college, and he's going to be in the NFL. I am a little bit surprised that Sean McDermott is not testing him at middle linebacker. I got to be honest. And I really wish they would. And if they're going to, next week versus Pittsburgh would be the game. If you want to test to see how he is at middle linebacker, would be the game to do it, okay? And I really, truly believe if he's not put at middle linebacker there, then he's not going to be put at middle linebacker anytime this season. And their plans for him, it looks like it's going to be outside linebacker. But I really wish he would be given the opportunity to see what he could do at middle linebacker to earn that spot, because I am not satisfied at all with the middle linebacker position. I'm sorry. What I saw from Dotson Not impressed at all. And it has me a little concerned heading into the 2023 season. And Bernard being hurt didn't help at all either. So 100% I agree with this. So let's go to the next person they got on their list. Stock up. Osiris Torrance, right guard. Of course. And I told you all this. So Torrance, the Bills' 2023 second-round pick out of Florida, showed that he belonged right away as he played a huge role in trying to keep Kyle Allen upright. He showed strength and agility in pass protection, and he also proved effective in opening up holes for running back James Cook to run through. Torrance also started over incumbent Ryan Bates. And listen, that's how it should be. And I've been saying this. And everything, what I've heard from camp, is that he's shown that he could be a very good right guard in the NFL. And I think probably a Pro Bowl right guard, in my opinion. That's how much I believe in Osiris Torrance. And I think the coaches are seeing that. And they threw him in there week 1 of the preseason, gave him a lot of snap count. And he looked good. I was very impressed. I went back, watched the film again. He was driving linemen back. He was helping out other teammates like Brandon Shell at times. He was always around on a play, even if it wasn't on his side. He was just doing his job. Absolutely love what I saw. Pass protection was very good. Run blocking, very good. And that's what I expected when we drafted Osiris Torrance. And that's why I was screaming to draft this dude, because he's just a beast. And it didn't, honestly, I got to be, listen, I wasn't surprised Saturday. I wasn't. I expected that. And for those who didn't, then I don't know what to tell you. Go back and watch his film in college. Like, he's the real deal. This isn't a flyer. This isn't a guy that's raw we're taking a chance on. He has potential, but I don't know, boom or bust. No, man, this guy is the real deal. Go back, like I said, look at the awards he won in Florida. The guy was very good, if not the best right guard coming out of college. Guard in general coming out of college. So if they were to give that to Ryan Bates week 1 starting, I would be very upset. Because, listen, there's no shade on Ryan Bates, but Ryan Bates, and listen, I love that Ryan Bates is versatile. He can go at any position, right? We need that. Those are very hard to get. Offensive linemen that could cover any position, center, left guard, left tackle, right guard. Like, love that about him, about his game. But he's average, right? He's average to good at those positions, right? I think he's better at left guard than right guard. Right? I think his best position is center. And I think he's going to be the replacement for Mitch Morse when that time comes. So right now, put the best out there, and that's Osiris Torrance, man. So I was so happy that he just kind of shut up any doubters that were out there that were saying, oh, I don't know about this Torrance guy. Like, I think he quieted a lot of those critics, and I think he will continue to. And he will be a name here for years to come, because he's going to be that dominant at his position. So I'm so glad that we drafted him. We got lucky, really, that he fell. All right, stock down. Running back Latavius Murray. I totally disagree with this, by the way. Murray, similar to Cook, had a short day in this game, but it seemed that he had a harder time running the football, essentially. Murray is competing with running back Damian Harris for the backup role to Cook, and while Murray didn't run the ball particularly well, he did make some plays in the passing game. Harris did not play due to a knee injury. Not a shocker, by the way, that Harris got hurt already. That was my biggest concern when we signed Damian Harris, and it's already, showing that this dude just cannot stay healthy. And I don't want to be right about Harris. Like, I want to see the 2021 Harris who had 15 rushing touchdowns with the Patriots. But are we going to get that? I mean, it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, his track history would probably say no, right? That this dude's probably not going to stay healthy for the season. And that's a problem. And I think Latavius Murray is your answer. I got to be honest with you. The guy's stayed healthy relatively his whole career. he 6'3". He's a bigger back. He still has some juice in his tank. Still has some good speed. I thought he played well this game. You got to remember, he was playing with the second to third team offensive line. Not the best, right? And I thought he did. I thought he did very good. I thought he caught the ball well. I thought his running was pretty good. I mean, granted, 3.6 on carry, not the greatest, but once again, behind not the greatest O-line at the time, second and third string. And then on receiving, he was 3 for 21. I mean, you can't really knock that. Like, I don't know. I think I just totally disagree with that. And I think you're going to see better performance by Murray next week when he's thrown in there with probably, the ones, I would assume. They're probably going to see what he does in the goal line because, listen, this is what Murray's going to do. He's going to be our goal line, short yardage running back. And that's what we needed. That's what we've been needed in Buffalo, right? And this is a fact that we, once we get in the red zone on goal line situations or short yardage, we have a tough time. And we use Josh Allen for all those short yardage, all those goal line situations, and you're going to get your quarterback hurt that way. And not only that, defenses know it's Allen or nothing. So getting Murray in there is a guy who could push the pile. He can get those short yardage. He can get into the end zone. He can, by the way, a good pass catcher as well. So, yeah, man, I'm excited for Murray. I do not believe his stock's down. If anything, it went up, especially with Harris being out. So I got to disagree with Bill's Wire here with the stock down on Murray. I just don't agree at all. All right, next up, stock up, Matt Barkley. I agree. Barkley had a wonderful performance on Saturday as he only had one incompletion while throwing for 172 yards and 2 touchdowns for 154 passer rating. He has experience in Buffalo's system, but it's still good to see him ball out like he did against the Colts. Now, I will say this. He did go against a third team, right? So, though I thought he played very, very good. It's good to see. But I know Matt Barkley. I know his game. I've watched him. He's been here a while. And if this is a true competition for backup quarterback, then I want to see him next week against the ones and the twos, when we go ahead and, pull out Allen. I don't want to see Kyle Allen back up Allen next week. If this is a true competition, go ahead and put Barkley in there and see what he does, right? If he shines again, then okay, it is what it is. He's your backup quarterback, but I am still not happy with that at all. Barkley's very limited, very, very limited. He's a pure pocket passer. He doesn't have the best arm in the world, and it worries me. This backup quarterback, situation in Buffalo right now is concerning. If Allen were to go down, knock on wood, he doesn't. Right? And hopefully we don't have to even worry about this. But, just not reliable. And last year was the same thing with Keenum. Though I thought Keenum would have been, but Keenum was awful. And thank God we really didn't need to use him. But this year seems the same thing. We're having the same issue here because Kyle Allen is awful. And I'm sorry, he's bad. And Saturday, though the interception wasn't really his fault, he made some poor choices with the ball. He had quick feet. He was quick feet out of the pocket. He just seemed flustered at times. He has a good arm, but he doesn't go through his reads properly. I just did not like what I saw. And all training camp, it's been a disaster for Kyle Allen. Even Matt Barkley has had not a very good camp. He's had a better camp than Kyle Allen, but what is that saying? Come on. So yeah, that's where I got for that. Stock down. The guy I was just talking about, Kyle Allen. Jeez, terrible. Allen competing with Barkley for the backup quarterback role. Did not have a terrible performance on Saturday, but he was not as sharp as he could have been. He did throw an interception, though not entirely his fault. It took 2 sacks for 20 yards lost. That put the Bills in some tough situations. I agree. I totally agree. Listen, Kyle Allen, I thought would be a little better than what he's shown so far. When we signed him initially, I'm like, okay, he's going to be the backup quarterback. There's no way Barkley is going to be the backup. He's going to be a practice squad guy. And I think the Bills and Brandon Beane they probably thought that when they signed Kyle Allen, that Kyle Allen could be a reliable backup for Josh Allen as a younger quarterback. He has a pretty good arm. But everything in camp and so far in first preseason game is showing that he cannot be your backup quarterback right now. If the season were to start today, it'd have to be Matt Barkley. And I have a feeling that it's going to be neither one. I have a feeling that there's going to be a quarterback out there that gets cut when the when the cut deadline happens, when you got to get down to 53, and there's going to be some decent quarterbacks out there for the Buffalo Bills to pick up, and I could definitely see that happening, and possibly Kyle Allen being cut because he's just played awful up until this point. Awful. He's shown me nothing. And continues to show nothing. All right, stock up. Running back Jordan Mims, who had a good game, by the way, though. Playing against the third teams, But Mims did have the most efficient performance on the ground. Mims did not have the most efficient performance on the ground, but he proved to be competent in the passing game. Mims had a spectacular reception for 25 yards where he showed some of his electricity by hurdling a defender for extra yards. And that is the end of that article. And yeah, man, listen, Mims is okay. I thought he played okay, but I've seen this plenty of times, with, guys that shine late in the third, fourth quarter of preseason games. And, maybe he will be a practice squad guy, and I don't know. But he's not making it 53 at all. And by the way, too, speaking of the running backs, the running back room, don't be shocked if there's a running back that's cut and Damian Harris winds up being cut for a running back that the Buffalo Bills that got waived by another team, because Damian Harris, like I said, is it's a risky move having him on this team for the season, especially if Murray does get hurt for some odd reason. He goes down. You got to rely on Harris. I mean, I'm just saying, what if he goes down? Now we're shopping for running backs again. I don't want to have to do that. Like, if Harris, listen, they knew what they were getting when they signed him. That's why they signed him to a 1-year deal. They knew the risk with him, which is the injury history. If I'm the Buffalo Bills and you got an option to pick up a decent running back out there, I am definitely doing that. But we'll see what happens. They probably won't, but I would definitely be looking for some guys that are on the waiver wire when teams have to cut down to 53. So, guys that are not on this list that I would have to say stock up, and let's just look at some stats right here. Listen, Shavers had the drop pass that led to an interception. I would say stock up for him. I thought he looked good. I thought he was fast. He's a bigger receiver. He did catch the touchdown. I think he's a practice squad guy, and I think, they're going to showcase him a little bit more to see, what potential he has. Maybe this is a guy that they can groom, get a little bit better, and possibly make the 53 next season. Because I like his size, I like his speed. Who else? Listen, Andy Isabella is interesting to me. As a kick returner, he just was meh, right? Like nothing spectacular at all from him at the kick return duties. But I would say receiving, he was definitely intriguing. 3 receptions, 42 yards, average 14 reception. I thought his route running was crisp. I thought he was good after, his yards after catch was good. So yeah, I was surprised with his receiving. So going to be interesting to see if they keep him. I don't think they do. I think they wind up cutting him and they put him on a practice squad just in case a Hardy goes down. Then you can pull him back up and he can then be your kick returner, punt returner. Trying to look who else is on this list if I miss anybody. Khalil Shakir, I don't think his stock went up, and I didn't think it went down either. And I would have said up if he didn't drop that pass that he needs to catch. Like he did this last year. Some of the easiest catches he could have made that he dropped last year, and I recall a few last year. And then he does it in this game on a crucial third down, wide open, perfect pass, and he drops it. Cannot have that. That will get you benched mighty quick, especially when you're trying to get a win a position, which is going to be third receiver, slot. Now Hardy didn't really get anything, by the way, nothing thrown his way. Look, 0 targets. Trent Sherfield, once again, another guy. I think he was targeted one time. Actually, I'm sorry. Hardy was targeted one time, but nothing. And Trent Sherfield was targeted one time by Kyle Allen early on. Terrible pass, by the way, by Kyle Allen. So it wasn't really even Sherfield's fault. Sherfield did have a nice block that helped James Cook get in for a touchdown. I like that because last year I felt like our receivers did poor blocking. And it's good to see a guy get in there and get his hands dirty, right? Who else? Dorian Williams, we already mentioned him, stock up. I thought Boogie Basham, I think they're showcasing him, but I would say stock up for Boogie. Boogie played very well in that game. I'm not going to hate on Boogie's performance. I believe he had a sack, which he did. He had 3 solo tackles. Very, very good. I thought Poona Ford played very good. I'm going to give him stock up as well. Also, let's see here. I'm going to say I'm going to go with, all right, Kaiir Elam, honestly, guys, I'm going to stay in the middle right here. I'm not going to say stock up or down. He had the holding penalty, which has been a problem for Kaiir, but he's also made some decent plays in this game as well. So I'm going to give him in the middle. I'm not going to say stock up or down for him. I thought Trayvon Howard, I'm going to say stock up for him. He was laying the boomstick. I really like what I saw from him. Dotson, not mentioned in the stock up, stock down. Stock down for Dotson. Dotson looked bad, man. He looked lost out there. I even saw McDermott talking to him at one point on the sideline. Now, what he was saying, obviously, I don't know, but I just did not like the performance from Tyrell Dotson at middle linebacker. I was just not good. Tim Settle, I was going to say stock down, but he had a good second quarter. And he had some, I believe he had a sack. He was causing some havoc there, but in the beginning, I just did not like what I saw when he was lined up next to Ed Oliver at all. I'm trying to look who else is on here, and that is it. That is it for that. So, who's your stock up, stock down for preseason week 1? If you guys have a player that I didn't mention, comment below. And I will be live tonight at 9:00. Mafia Sports Report. We also have special guest Mike from Nickel City Mafia joining us. So tune into that. You don't want to miss that. We'll be talking more about preseason week 1 game. And Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.